One of the results of immigration without integration and assimilation is that you get this rise in sectarianism. Over the weekend, there was a by-election in the UK, the Gordon-Denton by-election, and the Greens won a seat in the House of Commons. Now, this is a concerning result, not just because of what the Greens stand for, being crazy communists, but because of how the election actually unfolded. Now, there are reports that this essentially became all about sectarian and race-based voting. One half of the electorate, which was very migrant-dominated, lots of people from South Asian backgrounds, lots of Muslims, overwhelmingly voted for the Greens. And then the other half, which was more working class and Anglo, voted for reform. This is a trend we're seeing all across the Western world, where people are starting to vote less based on what makes sense, less based on policies, and more based on race and religion. We saw this in Australia as well with the Muslim Votes group of Muslims whose purpose it was to get more Muslims into parliament and implored people to vote based on their religion. Now, is this the future we want for our democracies? And what does this actually do to democracy? Another concerning aspect of this was lots of allegations of family voting, where people, almost husbands mainly, would stand at the polling booth and tell their wives how to vote. Independent election observers said this was one of the worst examples of family voting that they'd seen. Nigel Farage is challenging the result and calling for a full investigation. But here's the kicker. The training that these independent observers have to do, that's conducted by the Electoral Commission, told them to show sensitivity to different cultures and customs. So if someone's from a different background, we should just let the husband tell the wives how to vote? I mean, what does that even mean? Sensitivity to different cultures and customs? No, if you come to a Western country, if you go to England, you become an English citizen, you start voting in English elections, you should behave as an English person behaves and respect English law. This is an example, again, of where our obsession with diversity and inclusion actually undermines our nation. But the Greens are also hilarious and deeply disturbing because they kind of exemplify the absurdity of the red-green alliance, red being communist, green being political Islam. The leader of the Greens is this guy, Jack Palahniuk. He's a gay Jew, lefty. And the deputy leader is a guy called Mohsen Ali, who is a very conservative Islamic man whose wife wears a burqa. How are they in the same political party? One is going on about trans rights and LGBTQIA representation, and the other is a very conservative Islamic man. It just makes absolutely no sense. Now, Mohsen Ali's also made many statements around Israel and Gaza that are just reprehensible, including justifying Hamas's attacks right after October 7.
Every single person, every single people have a right to fight back. Every single people have a right to live free of occupiers.
But the fact that you could have these two men as leader and deputy leader of the Greens political party in the UK just shows how blind lefties are. What they don't realize is this is exactly what happened in the Iranian regime. The left joined with the Islamists, overthrew the Shah, and as soon as they got into power, the Islamists killed the lefties. That's exactly what will happen here as well.